I started off, I pledged a fraternity, Phi Sigma Kappa, my freshman year. Joined Student Senate, played some volleyball, had a good time. I ended up joining the entrepreneurship program and then changed my major to entrepreneurship and sales. Started up a koozie business, which was an epic failure, but a lot of fun. And then I teamed up with two other people in my fraternity, and we started a company called Catalyst Media. We do video production. It was a great time. We're still going. We're actually going to Alabama for a shoot this weekend. I started up the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization chapter at FSU, which was a great success, and it's still moving and shaking this year. And we also started up the Office of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. I started that with another friend on campus, and that went pretty well. A few bumps in the road, but that's to be expected in the first year. So my time at FSU has been great. I've accomplished a lot, put in a lot of hard work, a lot of early mornings and sleepless nights. So hopefully it all pays off. Yeah, so starting multiple businesses has really taught me that any good business solves a problem, right? So my first business, Koozie Kings, was awesome. We did personalized koozies, and it was really cool when everyone was drinking with our koozies. But we weren't solving a problem, right? There's all these other businesses that have koozies and they can sell koozies, and frankly for a lot cheaper than we could. So we weren't really solving any type of problem. But when I started Catalyst Media, I realized that there was no one filling this niche of Greek life events and philanthropies, the nightlife scene in Tallahassee. So we started filming these events, and we filled that niche. And so it's really just taught me over time that like you really have to solve a problem. If you're not solving a problem, then your business is going to stay stagnant, and you're only ever going to be so good. Our first business, we really didn't utilize too much technology. We did a little bit of social media. We used a manufacturer from online. That was our big secret. So we just took the manufacturer online. We built up a little relationship with them where we would get a wholesale price, and then we just mark up the price. So we were selling you the koozies for the same price that you could have gotten online. So we really weren't creating any more value than the other person. For Catalyst Media, we do have a website up. We don't really mess around on social media too much because we're business to business. So we don't really care about the consumers that watch the video. We care about the businesses that we're providing the service to. So we have our website up. We get a bunch of hits on our website, just hitting us up for different types of shoots. And then obviously for video editing, we use After Effects, iMovie, and then one or two other types of programs. So I actually don't do any video production work myself. I'm on the sales, business development end, working with the customer, and even some of the production end. So when the customer wants specific shots, I make sure that those shots get implemented. So I haven't really been too much on the technology end. I have learned how to build a website. I didn't build the Catalyst Media website, but I sat down with a builder who showed me the ins and outs of how to change things. So I've changed some things on the website, and it's actually taught me how to build my own sites. I've put up 2 sites in the past few weeks since then. Yeah, so that was an interesting experience. It was a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, and I ended up staying here all spring break. I woke up at 7:30, 8 a.m. every morning at spring break, which I know doesn't really mean anything to an adult, but for a kid, you're like, wow, he woke up at 7:30 to do shit on spring break. So yeah, it was a lot of hard work. I actually did memorize a script, even though people told me not to. So I do still have the script in my head. It's about 16 minutes, and I haven't practiced it in a month, but I'm sure I can just do it right now if I wanted to. So unfortunately, the video's not out yet, so I can't really promote it and show it to people, but it was a solid experience. I saw the live stream version of it, so I did pretty well. A few mistakes here and there, but nothing too major. So
what was the focus or the theme of the talk?
So the focus was on entrepreneurship. I've been studying this stuff for 3-4 years now, and after sitting down with a bunch of student entrepreneurs, whether it's through CEO Club or Office of Entrepreneurship, or just at different conferences, I've really come to notice that students are going about starting a business the correct way. So I came up with a theory of success in entrepreneurship, and it was premised on perspective, strategy, and execution. And so my TED Talk was about those three topics and how students can utilize those to their advantage to create entrepreneurial success. So the leadership styles were a little bit different, but very similar at the same time. For Catalyst Media, it was a bit different because I was going to start it with someone else, and then I ended up pivoting and starting it with two members of Phi Sigma Kappa. And there's not as much leadership involved. I do stay on top of the team, make sure like we have to file our annual report the next week, meeting with the accountant next week. So just getting our ducks in a line, making sure that we're invoicing properly, making sure that we don't have accounts receivable outstanding, and that our cash flow's moving properly. So it's more of the actual nitty-gritty business stuff, whereas CEO Club was a campus organization where we were trying to raise money and bring money into our account, but the primary focus was more so on the students. So I did screw up a few times in CEO Club when it came to building the team. I didn't put the right people in the right places, which ended up in me doing a lot of the work that I should have had to do myself. So it was a frustrating battle, but I learned a lot through it, and it really made me realize that I need to take accountability for everything that's involved that my team does. I think that servant leadership is the best type of leadership style. I think that when employees see a CEO waking up at 6 a.m., first one in the office, last one out, working hard, making sure their employees are happy, going out of their way to do things that most people wouldn't do, and kind of putting themselves on an equal playing field with their employees. Too many CEOs are like, oh, I'm a CEO, I can't pick up the trash, or I can't do this because I'm at this position, and that really doesn't mean anything, you know. If an employee sees you going around picking up the trash, it's going to make them a lot more likely to go and pick up the trash or work hard or stay late or go hang out with the team after work. So I think that servant leadership really shows the employees and the people that you're working with that you're not above anyone else and that everyone's kind of on that equal playing field. So I don't really have a plan yet. Going to Europe, as we talked about, for 2 months. I have shoots booked for Catalyst Media for August and September, so that can still move and shake. But most successful people in this world have multiple streams of income. So I don't plan on Catalyst Media being my only baby, more or less. So I'd really like to get into some public speaking. I do need to build up some credibility before I do that. And I think my skill set from college is really communication and talking with people, understanding people, empathy, emotional intelligence, being able to come to the root of a problem, come up with a good business solution, and implement it. There's a lot of people that love to talk in college, love to talk about their ideas or what they like to do, but at the end of the day, you're defined by execution, right? Your tenacity, your grit, and your willingness to get up and go and put in the hard work. So I think that college has really taught me that, is that you can have this great perspective on life, just like I talked about in my TED Talk, but you have to wake up every day and prove yourself by, committing and using your tenacity and your grit and moving forward each day.